Over the past few weeks, AI has quantum leaped, building software easier, creating content faster, from image generation that's rivaling real photography to code tools that are now starting to feel like magic. We're crossing over from just pasting together MVPs to being able to build out fully functional AI native products. In this video, I'm breaking down the top 5 advancements that have happened in the past few weeks that I've been most excited about, and how I've been thinking about them, tinkering with them, and building with them as we're entering this whole new era. So if that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and let's get right into it. So first up, we have VO3 by Google. Now, Google had their conference, the Google I/O conference. We saw the keynote be given, and during the week, there were multiple launches by Google. One of them was VO3, which is the new text to video model that is by far the best video AI video model we've seen yet. And it actually has audio behind it. So you can have sound effects, you can have music, you can have the people within the videos actually speaking English. And so VO3 has been very impressive, and is the first one I want to talk about because this really changes a lot when it comes to marketing, especially. Right now, it is very expensive. They released it this week to those who have the pro account. I got the pro account really just to test it out, and it's going for $250 in the Ultra Gemini account. But for the pro account, you can use it for $19.99, and you can get 10 videos out of it, 10 about 8-second videos. And so I want to show an example. I got this prompt via GPT. This is of a spaceship. So I want to show an example of just the quality level of VO3. And this really changes a lot. And you have to make sure the settings here, save. Okay, so you have VO2 here. So VO3, and then I will do 2 outputs. So it'll give us 2 outputs for the prompt. And now I want to just kind of show the quality of the videos. But this changes a lot when it comes to marketing, being able to put together advertisements, being able to, you can now create commercials for your product or your service. And I look at it like, whereas you may have paid thousands of dollars for a video crew or particular kind of editing, now maybe you kind of shave off some of the cost of that in order to put it through yourself, or you have somebody oversee that aspect of your business. And you could also now compete on a higher level because you're paying a couple of dollars or a couple $100 for something that is traditionally going to cost you thousands of dollars to put together when it comes to the quality of the video. And when VO3 came out, it made me really start thinking about what it means for AI to enhance and also start to replace and automate the workforce, because there's been this whole conversation about, will AI replace jobs, replace people and companies? Will AI be more of an enhancer? And I think as these technologies get released, and you also see the pricing on them, because the VO3 being $250 a month with the Ultra, like Gemini Ultra, that's actually not very affordable for an average person, because you have something like Google Ultra, let's say that's $250. You have OpenAI Pro account, which is $200 if you're going for that. And then to have these agents or agentic like platforms that are hundreds and hundreds of dollars, probably soon to be thousands in some cases. But then you also are able to use them, whether it's on a more limited basis, whether it's an open source platform, and it's closer to, it's a low cost, or it's close to free. But when you thinking about it almost like an employee, like we think about something such as VO3, if you're paying $250 for a month, whereas you would have been paying $2,000 or $3,000, then it starts to feel a little bit different. I feel very similarly, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit further into this, which is a Claude and how Claude 4 got released and just the kind of the pricing and cost structure around it, but how depending on your perspective on it, it impacts how you see the how expensive it is or isn't. So the sponsor generated, here's the prompt that I use. I got this prompt through GPT. This is repurposed another prompt used for VO3 for a car driving up a mountain to this one is for a spaceship. So let's see what it came up with. A spaceship flying through space. So that was one example right here. Give me a second render right here. I mean, this looks cinematic, right? Straight out of a movie. You get 8 seconds with this, and with this platform right now, it's very expensive. I believe it comes out to something like $3 a video or something of that nature. But as time goes on and as pricing comes down, then it becomes a little bit more practical and feasible to incorporate this into your marketing. And there are some people who you see kind of going crazy with it right now. So that's the first tech that we've seen an update with that has definitely been impressive. It's blown my mind, and it's kind of taking social media by storm right now. And again, we'll change the landscape of marketing and advertising. And I expect to see a lot of just videos that you leverage VO3 for commercials, for ads, for just content in general. Now, the next one I want to talk about is Claude. So at least Claude for Sonnet and Claude Sonnet 4 and Claude Opus 4. Claude Opus 4 being more of the advanced reasoning, planning kind of model, where Sonnet kind of a more day-to-day model. Upgrade from Sonnet 3.5 and 3.7. And when it comes to the benchmarks, they killed it. So you look at the software engineering benchmarks here of Opus 4 and Sonnet 4, significantly above everything else that's been out so far. And I've tested it on projects that I've worked on and built, and it's like night and day. Whereas you would be able to get to 80% of a project before you start, experiencing serious issues, bugs, and so on and so forth. And I've been using Sonnet 4 on Cursor, which is where I've been using it. You're able to take ideas, you're able to take projects from idea to even deployment. So I actually tested it out with a gaming idea where I built this version of Flappy Birds, but for the culture. It's called Cookout Dash. I have a repo on GitHub that I have saved, and I'm going to download it, clone it to my Cursor account so that I can play it. So it's something that I actually built and deployed all the way to the App Store on Apple. So if I open up Apple developers account, I actually submitted it to the App Store. So within 24 hours, I was able to go from idea to App Store. And so I currently have it on test flight, and I built it using Expo. So for those who are unfamiliar, Expo is a way of being able to build mobile apps with that can be deployed on Android, iOS, and for the web, and it uses a framework called React Native. And so I built this app called Cookout Dash, where the whole objective was to, similar to Flappy Birds, I mean, you're kind of bouncing up and down, with the point being to collect food items and dodge your dancing uncles. And so basically, you're invited to the cookout. This is something that within 24 to 48 hours, I was able to go from idea to deployment and get it onto test flight. Whole objective being to dodge your dancing uncles while collecting these different food items, mac and cheese and drumsticks. We have the background music here. And so this is something that would have taken much, much more work without Sonnet 4. When I was using Sonnet 3.5 or Sonnet 3.7, it was great. But now being able to work through any bugs, being able to modify any of the code, it's really a leap forward. for the space, and people have been raving about the Sonnet and Opus 4 models. So that's Cookout Dash, and that speaks to Claude 4. The next platform I want to talk about is Magic Path. Now, Magic Path launched just yesterday, and I like this one a lot right now because they actually give you 50 free prompts. This is being called Cursor for Design. For those who are unfamiliar, there's also, you have UX Pilot, which is really great for building out screens and just UIs, whether it's for websites, web apps, mobile apps. Now with Magic Path, you can do similar kind of design systems. And the setup is actually very similar to Lovable. If you go to share, the way you can kind of share here with other people, it reminds me of Lovable. But we could do a quick example here. I done an example for us building out a landing page for an agency. But what I'm thinking we could do here is I'm going to prompt for the creation of a landing page for a project I'm working on right now, which is a business card app. This is AI native, or AI powered business card application, mobile app, and it's called Drop Cards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop just the logo here for it. And I want to say, just to kind of show the results of it, I like to create a landing page for the mobile app platform. A drop card attached is the logo for it. Please make the background that black color to match the background of the logo. And then what you can do when it comes to building out designs with platforms like Magic Path is you can go to something like Dribble. So Dribble, called Dribble Design, and you can go and actually scope out other designs that are out there to gain inspiration. So for example, you could see other mobile apps that are out here, for example, that may be used for landing pages. So even something like this, for example, if I wanted to use this as inspiration, I could take some screens from the app. I can, let's say, copy this right here, and I'm not going to use this screen, but I could take something like this and say like, make the background that chic black color to match the background of the logo. I'd like to use the image in blue with the two mobile app screens as inspiration. I want a landing page that shows screens positioned in that way. However, I want the colors to be the black, chic, shiny look, as I mentioned. To make the screens themselves make the designs in the screens themselves placeholders for now. And then what I'm going to do is once it creates it, I can then go ahead and I add in example screens from Drop Card app. And when it comes to this, there are different ways to kind of go about the design aspect. If you're building for yourself and you're also experimenting and tinkering while you're building, which I highly encourage with vibe coding, is you can drop different ideas and kind of just put it out there. If you're going about it in a more structured way, then what I was doing, even in regard to building out the Drop Card app, is I created a design system for it. And so that meant using ChatGPT and actually speaking and communicating back and forth to kind of come out with a layout of what I want the components to be like and look like before then taking it over to, when I did Drop Card, I used the UX Pilot for it. And then that's how I got the design that I then took to Cursor. And then when I took it to Cursor, it was able to build out those beginning designs for me. And then I was able to get it loaded up within my mobile app via Expo. As I mentioned, Expo can be used for mobile apps and testing out mobile apps across different platforms. So this is going to probably take a little bit of time to finish. So while that's finishing, we can move on to the next platform that I've been very excited about, the top 5 platforms of what we're going through here. And that is Jules. So Jules is an asynchronous coding agent. It's very similar to what OpenAI released, which is called Codex. And OpenAI Codex is a way of being able to debug your code base, being able to actually build out features very quickly. You kind of type in a prompt or give it a task, and it'll go ahead and just do it. And this is I look at as Google's response to OpenAI's Codex. Codex is $200 that you can only use it on the pro plan for OpenAI. Jules is actually a coding agent. So I actually haven't used Jules yet, but I've been very excited to, because one of the challenges when it comes to vibe coding and just this AI native kind of coding is dealing with bugs and just working through bugs. That's actually a significant part of what these builds involve. But now being able to have this asynchronous agent, this background agent, basically, that's able to go through your code base and fix bugs and handle version control and actually go through testing for you, like quality testing, it really changes a lot of things. And so what I actually want to do with this is I want to go to my GitHub, and I want to go take the current repo I have for drop card, and I just have gotten started working on it, but I want to see what it's like just putting it through Jules. And so this is the first time I'm going to be using Jules, and again, I've just been very excited to try it out. So ACE development agent tackles bugs and small feature requests and other software engineering tasks. I'm going to authorize this so I can I'm going to give it access to my repositories. And let's see this video over here. So I look at Jules as the next step or next level of AI driven coding, building, vibe coding, because now you're able to sort of get into the nuances and the nitty gritty of not just even getting projects to production and building products in a production environment where you're not just testing it out or having a couple of users on it, but being able to manage platforms as they grow. And that'll carry us over to the next example I want to talk about. But with Jules, I want to now give it the repo for drop card, which is what we're talking about. And I'm going to ask it to, can you maybe identify any bugs that may exist in the app? And this is the first time I'm using Jules. I've only built out a couple of screens for drop card, but just as a way of like testing this out. And so then it'll go ahead and run in the background. It'll ask you for permissions. Would you like to enable notifications? I'll let you know when a plan is ready or code is ready for review. I'm going to enable that, allow, and then it'll just go and do its thing. So imagine just being able to, you're using Cursor to code, you're building out designs on another platform, you're leveraging the LLM. Like, this is what I look at as AI orchestration, where you are literally having these companions, if you will, within your building process. So you see here, okay, I said, can you identify any bugs that may exist? Implement persistent storage for created cards, address missing QR scanning functionality. So this right here, Drop Card is a business card app. And so I basically built the foundation of it. I have a few screens so far. The fact that it put here address missing QR scanning functionality. So it put a placeholder for it at first, but it's saying to address that. Refractor state management for cards and contacts. Option what recommended. So that's something to enhance the performance. Add basic input validation, error handling. Like, these are some basic just enhancements that it would attempt to make. I've analyzed the code base and identified some areas for improvement, primarily around data persistence and core feature implementation. I've created a plan to address these issues, starting with saving created cards and contacts locally. Please review the plan and let me know if you have any feedback. Otherwise, let me know you approve and it'll get started. And it looks like it's going to auto approve regardless. But I do approve this and I'll let it go ahead. And then while I was doing that and kind of going through these steps, I want to go back to Magic Path and see what it came up with. Okay, so you see this right here is what Magic Path came up with. Okay, your digital card instantly. So I'm not sure if this is necessarily what I'm going to go with as far as the copy writing. If I was taking more time to do this, I would think about what copy I actually want to go on the landing page within ChatGPT. but I do like the color scheme. I don't love the mobile screens here. Now, if we go back to Jules, we see it's now just kind of working in the background. Okay, now it's pulling up the coding environment on one side and it's just doing its thing. Okay, so those are 4 out of 5 platforms that we've seen upgrades to or releases for. Now, the last one, which I would say is the most impressive of them all, is a platform called Factory. Now, Factory, and I'm still kind of working through really grasping the genius of it. Factory is a software development agent that kind of does takes this multi-pronged approach, and it also can combine with your desktop as well. So you can build production level apps for your desktop, like literal desktop apps, web apps. You can use the different large language models here, but the way it kind of guides the development, and I experienced it within the intro. So I actually recorded a video of me doing the tutorial here when I was starting with it. Is it actually will show you that process of setting up the development environment. And in that process of setting up the development environment, you're kind of honestly getting more of like you kind of feel more in the driver's seat, and you feel just more in control of kind of how the process is going. But I think what really impressed me most about this Factory platform is that it's been used by many enterprise level organizations. And so Factory is being considered the world's first software development agents. We may or may not have heard that specific term before, but it can integrate with your whole engineering system, GitHub, Slack, Notion, and it can work locally, synchronously, and asynchronously. So you see the different scenarios that it talks about here, from deep research of your code base to pull requests to autonomous end-to-end coding. But what just impressed me the most is the fact that it's being used already by organizations like MongoDB, Zapier, and the fact that it's able to work with and handle code bases that I imagine are extensive is very impressive, and telling of just like the level that this has to be able to operate on. And so it's going for $40 a month and $10 a month for every additional user, which isn't bad at all. And it just got released for open access in the last 24 hours. So this is one to definitely check out. I think is going to get more and more attention as time goes on. And I tried it out with the trial yesterday, and I was impressed, and look forward to just diving deeper into it. But when it comes to just all the tools and tech and updates that have happened in the last 2 or 3 weeks, this feels like a quantum leap, and there's so much that's at your disposal. There's so much to keep up with. There's so much that can be done. And if we go back and look at what we're working on with Jules, are still working in the background, and it's everything here is kind of just ongoing now. So yeah, that's everything that I have today. I wanted to kind of do a combined showcase of everything I've been working on, and sort of like what I've been testing, but most of all, just these are the 5 platforms that I've been most excited about in the last few weeks, because I know how much of an impact that they can make on your workflow and on your process of building in this space. And so that's VO3, Claude 4, Magic Path, which is now finished its updates, and Factory. So these are some to definitely check out. Let me know if there's any that you'd like for me to go in depth and more granular into. But this is where we're at now with AI powered development and building. And if you like what you saw, definitely hit the subscribe button, give me some feedback. Let me know what you thought. And with that, I will see you next time.